Okay, so that's the take coming in with regard to the global handover, and opportune time to bring in Santosh Rao, Head of Research and Partner at Manhattan Venture Partners, to talk to us about the global outlook. Santosh, great having you here. Of course, the U.S. government shutdown continues to dominate U.S. policy and politics. How much of an impact is that going to have on tariffs and the resolution around geopolitics globally as well as India-centric? Give us that perspective.
Oh, with what's going on right now in Washington D.C., the shutdown in that reference, yeah, I think things are going to slow down. Definitely, if the government is shut down, then things come to a standstill. But I think the tariff negotiations are going on as it concerns to India. I think they are actively working on something. The last I read was they're expecting something to come out by end of November, mid to end of November. But other than that, I think the market's not worried about what's going on in DC, because that always happens. It's happened 20 times before. It always comes to a resolution. But hopefully it'll come to a resolution fast. The market is all focused on three things. How is the labor market? How are the corporate earnings? And what's the inflation outlook? I think that's what it's worried about. And those three seem to be under control. I think that's the biggest focus for U.S. markets and not what's going on in D.C.
Santosh, though, the fallout of the U.S. government perhaps is going to be harder for India, because then the U.S. India trade talks take a backseat, right?
Yes. I think they want to make things happen. They would like a resolution on that front. But I think that's going to take its own time. I think India is also not going to give in easily. They know that I don't have any insight on what's going on exactly, but I think it's going to take its own course. I think the government, the trade negotiator, has recognized that India has certain demands and they need to work through it, and it's not going to just happen fast enough for them. But so that'll continue on the side. So that won't stop. It's the other agencies that are really affected, but not the trade negotiators. They can go on talking about that.
Okay, Santosh, let me come and get some perspective from you on how you're viewing Indian markets, because we've seen a bout of FIIs pull out money from India. What's the sense now? At what point does the macro factor start to favor India from an investor perspective? Give us that take.
Yeah, I think India, from what's going on, is a combination of fiscal policies there and and global volatility. I think all that has affected India. Fund flow, I think it's the worst performer in the MSCI Emerging Market Index. So I think that you can see the results there. But I think in the end, things will settle down. India is still the fastest growing economy, and money will flow back in. I think things need to settle in terms of the trade negotiations as well. And so there are a number of balls in the air that need to settle down. There's a lot of noise there. But at the end of it, I think things will flow the way it should, and India will start getting the money back in. It won't reach the records that it reached 2-3 years ago, but I think slowly it'll creep there, because there are other areas that are offering much better risk reward in terms of at this time, because of the inflation rates and other things on a relative basis. Other countries are more favorable than India at this point, but in the end they go in cycles and it'll come back to India as well. Things will be favorable for India at this, but not right away, but over time it'll come back to India.
Thank you so much, Santosh, for joining us this morning, and hope you have